Y'all, we're gonna have a been enough of chasing these fairy tales. Y'all gonna have to stop chasing these fairy tales and start living the reality. Check this. Hey, what's up? My name is Mizzle. You watching my channel, Mizzle 14, and I'm back doing a review of MTV Catfish, Season 8, Episode 69, Rudy and Tyrell. Listen, let's jump right into it because I ain't trying to make this long. Because this episode, I don't know, it wasn't all that. At the end of the day, I thought it was gonna be like a crazy twist to turn, but it just came flat at the end. I don't know about this Catfish. He just seems so off. He seems so wrong. I don't know what's going on. But what we're not gonna do here is try to put it all on him. Because at the same time, it's like, what are we desperately chasing for someone for this many years for? After the first couple of times, maybe if you gonna go all year, maybe all that past that, y'all should dead that. I don't understand y'all wanted to find someone so badly. I'm just crazy. All right, so Rudy is 30 years old. She lives in New Jersey, and she been talking to this person named Tyrell, who's 32 years old, since 2004 when they was teenagers. So yes, they have been talking has been talking to each other for 17 years. Y'all heard that right, 17. And I said, oh my gosh, y'all doing the most. I said, girl, are you trying to be a desperate housewife? Like, what are we doing here? This is crazy. 17 years. It's bad enough that even a couple months, but go years and years and years, and you being catfished by somebody, just back and forth, and never met on the phone, always talking on the phone, video chat, and you never really see each other in the face, video chat, mutual seeing each other, video chat. Excuse me. Why are we wasting our time? Why are you wasting time? Even if she had a serious relationship, and I wouldn't even get deep down on what happened to that relationship that she had, but she had a physical relationship with someone else, and she still was chasing this person. So I think she ended both of them. I don't think it was simultaneously, but I'm just saying that she had a serious relationship because they was like on and off. So while they was talking, I think around 2010, no, about five of the years of the 17 years, they've been talking landline. They've been landline lovers. So they, like, throughout high school, she said she's been talking to him a lot and everything. And then probably the first year of college, because she said 5 years, talking to him a lot every day. They were talking on the phone. And they had this love language called code orange that we love each other because they was on landlords. I guess they parents or somebody was on the phone listening, whatever it is. But that's what they were talking about. So at that time, she went to college. He went to military. So it's like they fell off. And then when he came back around, it was like they reconnected. I think through Facebook or something. And then messaged her and they had talking since then. And then they had got a little spicy. And at the first time when they reconnected, she trying to offer video chat. And in video chat, but it was dark on his end. And she showed her face and everything. And it was dark on his end. So it was just his voice and not face on his end. But at the same time, like 2004, Catfish wasn't really popping like that. So it's like, it's really hard because you had no technology to catch catfish. I mean, of course, people was catfishing, but it was like really a thing that people was going on to later on. So it's like she herself was catfishing somewhat. Rudy was not using her own pictures either. She was using her own pictures, and she was using the name on the Paradise. And I guess he didn't use his pictures as well, or he was showing fake pictures or whatever he was doing, or stuff. Or the pictures he was showing her could be legit be him, but we don't know yet. But she admitted that she was using her pictures. She was using somebody else's pictures that she got from Google and used a different name. But when they video chat, she showed her real self, showed her face, and let him know, like, listen, this is me. Yes, I was using the pictures. That was not my pictures. This is me right here, FaceTime and everything. So I was like, if he was using his fake ones himself and you showed yours and he realized that you was not the pictures that you were seeing, then that was a perfect time for him to come on and express himself and say that I'm not this person in the pictures either. And y'all would have just been like, cool. But no, it just been like that. So it ended from there, and yeah, so they kept talking a little bit here and there. In 2013, they got reconnected again more. Then they would do more Snapchat and Messenger talks. And the second time they video chat, he placed it on his private parts, and she was talking to his private part. And I was like, okay, you talking to his dick? His dick? Like, what are we doing here? And that's all? It's like, if you could show me your D and you cannot show me your face, like, what's up with this? Like, it don't make any damn sense. It's that. So they've been talking for all this long time, trying to dance back and forth. She was even trying to offer to come to see him because he was living in Bluffton, South Carolina, and then I think he moved to San Diego, South Carolina. I think that what it was. And South San Carolina. What the hell I'm saying? San Diego, South Carolina. And she was offered to go down there to see him. But never, it just has been never a chance. It's always excuses, always something that he cannot do or whatever. So they just stopped. They just was trying to get this dance back and forth. It has never been happening. But I would say, gosh, like you really wanted to work with this guy because for all this time and he has not even trying to attempt to meet with you or even show his face, show his dick, all that stuff. And it could be actually him. We're always dancing around with this. And I told you, I hate when the catfish actually is the person and we got this running around from what? What we doing here? So they said they was talking for a while. They made this pact. They were going to be on pact 35. But if we not book anyone by the time we are 35, we're going to get a marriage pact. That means we're going to marry to each other. I was like, oh, okay. Whatever. I guess whatever works for y'all too. So that what it was. And she didn't have no number for him. So she basically was talking to him through social apps, which is fine. I mean, a lot of these social apps is making it easier for people to communicate with each other without having each other's phone number. I mean, I guess it's privacy. And so they said, okay. So they was like, this kind of be like a love story. I said, what kind of twisted love story is this? Like for 17 years, you try to chase after somebody and you were in love with the person, you fell in love with the person. I don't know. What, yada, yada. I was at 17 years is too much. 17 years is too much. Sometimes I know a long time of years doesn't equate to quality. But at the same time, but you spending your time waiting for somebody and never met and just dance around, you really wasn't alone. I'm sorry. You desperate. Desperation. That's what housewives. All right. So they started investigation. They checked the Facebook pictures, the Facebook posts, and they saw one. They said, okay, it seemed legit. And it was all the pictures that she sent them that she had. It was actually on the page. They seemed legit. And then somewhere along the line, they checked Instagram, and there was a message saying, "What's up with the other page?" It seemed like that's fake. The other page is fake. And they checked the other page. And it seemed like legit as that as well. But she had no idea that was the other page she had. She only know about this one page. She didn't know about the other one. So, and then is one of the pictures on one of the posts said, "Shout out to my baby girl, Ray," and all that stuff like that. And you mean the world to me, whatever, yada, yada, yada. So they think it could be a baby, it could be a wife, girlfriend, whatever it was. So they was seeing some connection. So they came across with a name called Ariel. And they had the same last name as Tyrell. So it was like, can they be related? So they did this like a relative blood relation search. And they come to find out it was a blood relation connected to him by the name of April, a cousin. So they called April, and April was like, okay, what's going on? Yeah, Taiwan's my cousin, yes. And I know some things. Like, she said she know a little bit about it based on what Tyrell was telling her. Is that, no, he doesn't have no girlfriend. He is not married. But she doesn't know a person named Ray. But she know a person named Dice. So it was like, Dice? Paradise? Well, she keeps saying Dice, but I said it could be short for Paradise. So it was like, maybe that's her. She said, yeah, he been talking to this person named Dice, and he really wants to see her, but she's the one that keep not wanting to see him. So I was like, what's going on here? So I was thinking it was just what I perked up. I said, oh, this is a little twist. Nah, go ahead, Catfish giving us a twist. So basically, what was come to find out was like, according to April, the cousin, Tyrell wanted to see Rudy, aka Dice, but Dice hasn't been upfront are coming or up front and meeting him. So she was giving him the runaround, not the other way around. So I was like, okay, the person who wrote the show actually been a catfish themselves and trying to find out a catfish because they getting catfish. I was like, what's ever going on? I said, hope this is that twist like the last one we had, because that it was like episodes of early season 8. That was really good. It was so many twists and turns, it was crazy. But I thought this was gonna be that episode, but it wasn't. So it said like, after that, they say whatever. They said, can you give him our number? We're trying to reach out to him and everything, and that's it. So now Neva Kamie's like, she said, okay, April said, okay, I will contact him and reach out to him. Now Neva Kamie said, what's going on here? Now who is lying? Because April's telling them that he will not lie to us. I said, you think? So I was like, is either he lying to his cousin and she believed her cousin, or she's lying to Neva Kamie, and now we're gonna find out some answers. Because girl, you're gonna have us doing all the search, and you the one who having us doing the runaround when you haven't been forthcoming with your information, right? Because you never told us your name was Paradise. Now you did mention earlier that you was not using your real pictures, and that was kind of funny. So they reach out to Rudy, and let's go over there. So soon as she opened the door, Kamie said, "Hey Dice," she said, yeah, your jig is up. She got you. So yes, and on the name because you said you mentioned your name is Paradise in the freaking email. So they brought her up to speed, and basically she was kind of stunned a little bit about some of the things because after going on, and it got to the point when they talk about April. Now we were thinking that maybe they got her because she was looking a little nervous and scared, and I wasn't saying that, but she said no. I have been upfront. When I video chat him, he met the real me. He met my face. He saw me. He know my name. He know my face. He see my pictures. Yes, I'm all legit real. He's the one I don't know about. So yes, I have been upfront and he knows things. So now she's kind of nervous because it's like, oh my God, she knows so much about me. I don't know so much about him. Like, what's going on? So they texted April and said, listen, we got to get a hold of Tyrell. You can reach out to him. She said, yes. I reached out to him. Here's his number. So they called Tyrell, and she was kind of nervous. She was like, oh, my gosh. And so me was on the phone with Tyrell holding Rudy's hand, because Rudy was holding Neve's hand like a grip. She was like, I said, girl, calm down. I ain't that serious. So they talking, and Tyrell said, okay, yeah, we can meet. But he said, don't hype up too much because I don't want you to be the bad guy. And they was going to go to South Carolina. She said, no. He said, no, we could meet at Savannah, Georgia. That's like closer between both. And we could do that. And they said, okay, we're going to try down there and we're going to go. So they went to Georgia. And they texted him and he said, okay, we can meet at this park. So they went at the park. And basically, he was him. The real person, him. Now, my thumbnail will be the catfish. So you know what he looked like. And that's it. That's his explanation. It just really looks stupid. I don't know. His explanation was like, what? What we doing here? Because he said, I don't know how much feel because I might feel overwhelmed because 17 years that we haven't been bouncing back and forth with each other and everything. And I don't know how it was going to come, how my emotion will be when meeting them for the first time. When they would like me, would they still love me, would they would hate me, whatever. He don't know how they would take. And so she said, so what's going on here? Yes, you had that hiccup, but when she's always trying to meet up with you, and then you keep saying that it was never the right time, and never this is that, or whatever, we haven't never seen each other. It's like hard to do FaceTime when I don't know you and everything. And I know you're trying to tempt that it is uncomfortable. But when she said she trying to meet you and she trying to come fly down to you because she had a hookup with mileage, you didn't want to meet her. So Kamie said, let me ask you this question. Because she's still trying to meet you up with you, and you the one who gave him a dance around. Have you been to New York City for the past couple of years? He said, I plead the fifth. Have you been to Atlanta City for the past couple of years? He said, I plead the fifth. So I would say, oh, so you've been to those cities and you had never reached out to freaking Rudy when you know she live in New Jersey? Mm-hmm. You was right there close to her and you still didn't meet up. So what's the deal, man? What is the tea? And I don't know, it wasn't much. He said he was no relationship, he had no kids, but he was in a relationship with Ray, and that was a bad breakup. It was, well, I don't think he said bad breakup, but he said it was a tough breakup. And he never told Rudy about that. So yes, he was in a long-term relationship, and maybe he never told Rudy. That's probably the reason why he was like hot and cold with her. All that stuff, man. But he said, you know what? I do see myself having some kind of relationship with Rudy. But I just need some time to heal. We just need some time, like, to think about this. So they said, okay, let's sit down the next day. So the next day they came, and but Rudy was saying, I understand everything, and Rudy was like very understanding. She was very understanding of a lot of things. So I said, girl, you better than me, because I was like, oh, whatever. Because of his explanations and stuff, this sounds stupid. Okay, you didn't want to, you was uncomfortable FaceTiming, but when she was trying to meet you, you didn't want to meet her. They was always dancing around, running around. You was not being honest about your relationship, all that stuff. So you basically just wanted her to carry the dangler in her face and her keep chasing you, and you were never going to give her a chance. So you said, if neither Kamie was not here, would you ever would have met up with her? He said, oh, maybe another 17 years. I said, who got time to waste like that? So you would never attempt to try and meet with her until this catfish put you in the corner. I said, in that case, she should have said, no, I don't want to meet you anymore. Don't meet you. She's going to move on or whatever. But Rudy, girl, you want to be a desperate housewife, keep chasing after him for 17 years. Come on, girl, move on. Go somewhere else. Like, what about him? Like, what did he give you? Maybe you saw his piece, and you were so enamored about that because he showed you his piece. So the next day, he said he sees some, he has a physical and some connection with Rudy, and see what's going on. Let's go see. Let's see how it goes, and let's take our time, and let's heal. And there's a lot going on, so let's clear our mind and let's be on the same page. She said, okay, I agree. So they went out for the rest of the day in Savannah, Georgia, and neither Kamie left. 2 months later, she said they had a good date and everything, but a week or two after that, he was starting to be rude because she said, you had never made me cry for this long time. He said, well, I never think you had a soul to cry. I said, man, she had no soul? Like, really? And that's what I was picking up out of him. I picked up a really like a nice, nasty type of personality for him. Like, he seemed nice, but at the same time, he seemed like really nasty and rude about things. Oh, I've been close to her, but I didn't want to meet her. Like, I do feel something probably one way. It's like that. It seemed like it was a nice, kind of nasty kind of personality he was given. So he would say good things, and they would say some things that was like rude-ish, and they would say something that was nice. It was like this hot and cold kind of thing they were him. So I got that vibe from him. So for that fact that he said, oh, I think you never have a soul. I said, where that came from? So she said she 80% doing her, but 20% is still like a little dangler. So we don't know what's going to be the future with that. They followed Tyrell, and he said, yeah, it was doing good, but that kind of made her upset and made her angry. So it basically confirmed what Rudy was saying. And he been apologizing, and he don't know what to do to make up for her. And that's it. I've got nothing to say about this episode. And I'm surprised I gave you that 18 minutes, but please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how y'all feel about this episode. Tell me how y'all feel about the catfish, the person. Like, will you wait that long? Like, what's up? Like, do you really feel sorry for Rudy? Tell me how y'all feel in the comment section. Peace.